Hanapin ang check ng right med.
If symptoms persist, consult your doctor.
You're listening to Cool FM. Cool FM is a TVH Group of Networks radio station. Tondo's greatest hits are here. You are listening to Cool FM, live from Cool Studios. This is koolNews Primetime.
From the headquarters of Cool FM, the station that cares for you. Good evening, I'm Dream Karaoke.
And I'm Royal Orange.
Today is July 3, Wednesday, and topping our headlines tonight, Stampede at religious event in India kills more than 100, mostly women and children. Thousands of people at a religious gathering in India rushed to leave a makeshift tent, setting off a stampede Tuesday that killed more than 100 and left scores injured. It was not immediately clear what triggered the panic following an event with a Hindu guru known locally as Bole Baba. Local news reporters cited authorities who said heat and suffocation in the tent could have been a factor. Video of the aftermath showed the structure appeared to have collapsed. At least 116 people died, most of them women and children, according to Prasant Kumar, the Director General of Police in the northern India state of Uttar Pradesh, where the stampede occurred. More than 80 others were injured and admitted to hospitals, Senior Police Officer Shalab Mathur said. People started falling one upon another. Those who were crushed died. People there pulled them out. According to the witness by Shakuntala Devi, that told the press trust of India news agency. Relatives wailed in distress as bodies of the dead placed on stretchers and covered in white sheets lined on the grounds of a local hospital. A bus that arrived there carried more victims where bodies were lying on the seats inside. Daily stampedes are relatively common around Indian religious festivals where large crowds gather in smaller areas with shoddy infrastructure and few safety measures. Police officer Rajesh Singh said there was likely overcrowding at the event in a village in Hathras district, about 350 kilometers southwest of the state capital Lucknow. Initial reports said organizers had permission to host about 5,000 people, but more than 15,000 came for the event by the Hindu preacher, who used to be a police officer in the state before he left his job to give religious sermons. He has led other such gatherings over the last 2 decades. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi offered condolences to the families of the dead and said the federal government was working with state authorities to ensure the injured received help. Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath said the stampede heart-wrenching in a post on X. He said authorities were investigating. In 2013, pilgrims visiting a temple for a popular Hindu festival in central Madhya Pradesh trampled each other amid fears that a bridge would collapse. At least 115 were crushed to death or died in the river. And in 2011, more than 100 Hindu devotees died in a crash at a religious festival in the southern state of Kerala. Also in the news tonight, Giuliani is disbarred in New York as court finds he reportedly lied about Trump's 2020 election loss. Rudy Giuliani, the former New York City mayor, federal prosecutor, and legal advisor to Donald Trump, was disbarred in New York on Tuesday after a court found he repeatedly made false statements about Trump's 2020 election loss. The Manhattan Appeals Court ruled Giuliani, who had his New York law license suspended in 2021 for making false statements around the election and is no longer allowed to practice law in the state, effective immediately. According to them, the seriousness of respondents' misconduct cannot be overstated. The decision reads that Giuliani flagrantly misused his position and baselessly attacked and undermined the integrity of this country's electoral process. In so doing, respondent not only deliberately violated some of the most fundamental tenets of the legal profession, but he also actively contributed to the national strife that has followed the 2020 presidential election, for which he is entirely unrepentant. Giuliani said Tuesday that he wasn't surprised to lose his law license in his hometown, claiming in a post on a social media platform X that the case was based on an activist complaint, replete with false arguments. The former mob prosecutor was admitted to the New York bar in 1969, but before pleading Tom's case in November 2020, Giuliani had not appeared in court as an attorney since 1992, according to the court records. Giuliani spokesperson Ted Goodman said the man wants to make America's mayor will appeal the objectively flawed decision by the mid-level state court. He also called on others in the legal community to speak out against the politically and ideologically corrupted decision. Giuliani's authority, Arthur Aidala, was more measured, saying his legal team was obviously disappointed but not surprised by the decision. He was the primary mouthpiece for Trump's false claims of election fraud after the 2020 vote, infamously standing at a press conference in front of the Four Seasons Total Landscaping outside Philadelphia, saying the campaign would challenge that what he claimed was a vast conspiracy by Joe Biden and fellow Democrats. Lies around the election results helped push an angry mob of pro-Trump rioters to storm the U.S. Capitol on January 6, 2021 in an effort to stop the certification of Biden's victory. Also, as Iran faces a rare runoff presidential election, disenchanted voters are staying away. Over 20 years ago, Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, stood before a crowd at Friday prayers to denounce the United States for its disenchanted electorate. According to Khamenei said in 2001, it is disgraceful for a nation to have a 35 or 40% voter turnout, as happens in some of the nations that you see having presidential elections. Iran now faces what the Ayatollah described. Iran will hold a runoff presidential election Friday, only its second since the 1979 Islamic Revolution, after only 39.9% of its voting public cast a ballot the previous week. Of over 34.5 million votes, more than 1 million ballots were later rejected, typically a sign of people feeling obligated to head to the polls but wanting to reject all the candidates. According to Leila Siedi, a 23-year-old university student studying graphic design, I did not vote and I will not, since nobody apologized because of massa and later miseries that young people face, neither the reformists nor the hardliners. Iranian election law requires a candidate to get over 50% of the vote to avoid a runoff. In results released Saturday, Peseksyan got 10.4 million votes while Jalili received 9.4 million. Parliament Speaker Mohammed Bagher Khalibaf came in third with 3.3 million, while Shiite cleric Mustafa Pourmohammadi had over 206,000. At the time of Iran's 2015 nuclear deal with world powers, the exchange rate for Iran's currency was 32,000 rials to $1. Today, it's 17,000 rials to $1. And we have found the value of their bank account, retirement funds, and other holdings gauged by years of depreciation. It's nearing its record low of 700,000 rials, briefly reached after Iran's unprecedented direct attack on Israel in April. Also in the news, here are provincial news tonight. Police net 7 million pesos shabu in Davao City. Police seized shabu worth over 6.949 million pesos at 3:15 a.m. on Wednesday at the residence of a suspected drug pusher who was arrested last Monday in a checkpoint of Task Force Davao in Barangay Sirawan in Toril for illegal drugs. Police Captain Hazel Tuazon, spokesperson for DCPO, said during the Davao and the Security press conference on Wednesday that the 51-year-old suspect, alias Jose, confided to investigators that he had shabu kept in his house at NHA village in Barangay Maa. Police recovered the shabu packed in a transparent plastic bag intended wrapped in packing tape. Tuazon said the contraband was turned over to the Davao City Field Unit for examination. She said the shabu came from Manila and was transported by land to Cagayan de Oro City, where it was picked up by the suspect before proceeding to his city. Authorities seized another sachet of suspected shabu from the seat of his companion. 2 firearms were also recovered from their possession. Dawson said complaints for violation of Comprehensive Dangerous Drugs Act of 2002 and Comprehensive Firearms and Ammunition Regulation Act had filed against the suspects. Also, 2 killed, 3 hurt as 3 vehicles collide in Ilocos Sur. Two drivers were killed and 3 individuals were injured in a collision among 3 vehicles in Barangay Gabor Sur or Ilocos Sur on Tuesday morning. Police identified the victims as Michael Saidawan, 53 of Baguio City, driver of a closed van, and Rodolfo Hafala of Barangay Paratong, and the driver of the motorcycle. The closed van allegedly encountered the lane of a Fuso truck that resulted in a collision. The driver of a Fuso truck lost control of the vehicle and hit the motorcycle before crashing into a concrete fence. The Fuso driver, Mariel Rosal, 28, and his passengers were injured. Saidawan and Hafala were taken to hospital where they were declared dead. Rosal is under police custody while follow-up investigation is ongoing. Now coming up next for our Gap 2 with Royal Orange with the news with Malabon LGU receives 100% audit rating for effective anti-drug abuse. Plus, Cebu City steps up vaccination as rabies cases increase. And in sports, Filipino golfers claim titles in US Kids Golf. Caloocan nips Davao in OT. Rizal Negros win in MPBL. Plus, more on koolNews Primetime. And koolNews Primetime will return after this. Now for more news, here's Royal Orange.
Thank you, Dreamcar. Welcome back. The Malabon City government received an overall score of 100% in the Anti-Drug Abuse Council regional audit for the year 2023 conducted by the Department of the Interior and Local Government. Quote, ito ay isang patunay na tapat sa tungkulin at layunin ang pamahalang lungsod na mapapanatiling maayos at ligtas ang ating mga komunidad mula sa epekto ng iligal na droga. Mayor Gianni Sandoval said, this is the city's first perfect overall score under Sandoval's leadership. The ADAC audits aims to assess the functionality and effectiveness of local ADACs based on existing issuances and policies. According to the City of Malabon Anti-Drug Abuse Office, they launched a community-based drug rehabilitation program to give persons who use drugs proper intervention and reintegration into the society. A total of 191 active PWDs are enrolled in the program, with 102 having completed their general intervention under CBDRP. There are already 906 individuals who graduated from their aftercare program. Meanwhile, over to Cebu, Cebu City steps up their vaccination as rabies cases increase. The city has stepped up its vaccination campaign due to the increasing cases of rabies. Dr. Alice Utlang, chief of the Department of Veterinary Medicine and Fisheries here, said that from January to June this year, Cebu City has already recorded 13 cases of rabies. In the same period last year, there were only 7 rabies cases. Utlang said, Barangay Lahog has the most cases of rabies this year with 4. Failure to hit the vaccination target was the cause of the increase, according to Dr. Utlang. Quote, I checked the data, the cases are high because we did not hit the 80% mark of the population of dogs that we need to vaccinate, unquote. Utlang said to improve the vaccination rate, the DVMF has been conducting vaccination trainings in the barangays. Instead of impounding stray dogs, Utlang said vaccination is the most effective way to prevent rabies cases. The DVMF has been rounding up stray dogs for vaccination. Stray dogs will be rounded up, will be vaccinated before they will be released. To help prevent the spread of rabies virus, Utlang also urged pet owners to be more responsible. She warned that the city has an ordinance penalizing irresponsible pet owners. Personnel who were deputized by the office of the mayor will issue citation tickets to violators. Over to sports, Filipino golfers claim titles in U.S. Kids Golf. Nicole Gaisano-Gan shot an even par 72 as she dominated the 13 to 14 girls category, while her sister, Stephanie, recorded a 2 under 34 to win the 8 under girls division in the Rio Honda meet of the U.S. Kids Golf Foundation at the Rio Honda Golf Club last week in Downey, California, USA. The 13-year-old Nicole, grade 8 student at Immaculate Conception Academy in San Juan City, had a total of 30 points, besting Miyuki Shimada and Area Wang of the US, as the two both shot a 6 over 78 for similar 17.50 points in the one-day tournament organized by the US Kids Golf Foundation. As for the 7-year-old Stephanie, she bested Arcela Rocha Santoso of Singapore and Sophia Chen of the US, as the two had identical scores of even par 36 in their 9-hole competition. Gaisano-Gan received 30 points, while Santoso and Shen both got 17.50 points. Brianna Macaset also won her division, the 9 to 10 girls bracket, as she fired a 2 under 34 of a 9-hole competition, besting Naomi Cho and Olivia Espina of the US, as the two carded even 36, as well as Filipino-American and 2023 Junior World Champion Tikan Tudla. The lone Filipino winner in the boys category was Andres Gabriel Henturian, who finished with a 3 under 33 to beat second player Matthew Rivera, as well as Peyton Baldonado and Robbie Davis, both with 51, all from the US in the boys 6 under division. Lucas de Guzman missed a podium finish as he placed 7th overall in the boys 8 under after a 41 in a 9-hole competition. 6 shots behind champion Joseph Dominic Tumaner, Tumaneng of the US. The 7-year-old golf prospect, however, bounced back a few days later as he ruled the 7 under boys division of the SoCal State Invitational with a 2-day score of 5 under 67 following rounds of 32 and 35 on a 9-hole event held at Los Serranos Country Club in Chino Hills, California. Back here, Caloocan nips Davao in overtime. Rizal Negros win in the MPBL. Caloocan went through overtime to subdue Davao Occidental's 79-76 on Tuesday in the MPBL 6th season at the Caloocan Sports Complex. Jeramer Cabanag scored 5 points, including the deciding layup in the extra period as the Batang Calao improved their win-loss to record to 8-5 in the round-robin elimination phase of the 2019 tournament. Joshua Flores also shone for Caloocan as he grabbed the rebound after missing his second free throw and found Cabanag open for the basket that pegged the final count with still 1 minute and 16 seconds to go. Davao's Kenneth Ighalo forced the extension at 71-71 with a triple, only 4.2 seconds to go. Cabanag wound up with 20 points, including 3 triples and 6 stars, followed by Flores with 13 points plus 9 rebounds, and Ronnie Matias with 10 points, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists. The Tigers dropped to 10-5 despite the 20-point, 5 assists, 3 rebounds effort of the new acquisition Mark Talo. The 18-point, 4 rebound, 3 assist effort of Ighalo, the 12-point, 11 rebound, 6 assist contribution of Art De La Cruz, and the 10-point, 10 rebound, 4 assist line of Terence Tumahid. Neither team posted a double-digit lead in the tight fight, marked by 12 lead changes and 10 deadlocks. In earlier games, Rizal Centro Mall thwarted Mindoro 64-60, while Negros subdued Imus 75-68. The Rizal Golden Coolers led throughout and by as far as 48-30 before coasting to their 9th win with 16 starts. Alwin Alday paced Rizal with 21 points, 6 assists, 3 rebounds, and 2 steals. Rocky Asidre supported him with 12 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and so did Bambam Gamalinda with 11 points and 13 rebounds. Marco Balagtas snagged 21 rebounds that enabled the Golden Coolers to rule the boards 66-43. The Negros Muscavados all improved to 6-10 behind Buenaventura Raflores 13 points and 11 rebounds and homegrown Jose Piero Longas 13 points each. Over to showbiz. BTS Jimin Jungkook to star in Disney Plus's travel reality show Are You Sure? After months of anticipation, the two BTS, Jimin and Jungkook, will be starring in an all-new travel reality show Are You Sure? On Disney Plus. The show will premiere exclusively on Disney Plus on August 8th. Filmed immediately after Jungkook's viral performance on Good Morning America, the show follows Jimin and Jungkook as they spend time unwinding together across 3 scenic locations. The show was filmed in New York and Connecticut in the US, Jeju Island, South Korea, and Sapporo, Japan. The 8-part series follows the duo as they eat, shop, cook, camp, canoe, and road trip together, sharing countless stories and laugh out loud moments ahead of their military service. As their first ever travel show starring 2 BTS members on vacation, the upcoming series will give fans an insight into the duo's friendship as they explore 3 idyllic locations together. And finally, megastar Sharon Cuneta is back. After FPJ's Ang Probinsyano award-winning actress, Sharon Cuneta is back with ABS-CBN for a, quote, soon-to-be-revealed project with Dreamscape Entertainment. According to Coneta, natutuwa daw. Her favorite memories are with Ang Provinciano. Her heart is already excited. It's been excitement, joy, and overwhelming. But Cuneta admitted that her TV comeback would have been more celebratory if the late great Deo Edrinal was still here. ABS-CBN Chief Operating Officer for Broadcast, Cory Vidanes, Star Magic head Laurenti Diogi, and executives of Dreamscape Entertainment, together with the staff of the upcoming show, welcomed Cuneta when she arrived at the VIP lobby entrance of the ELJ building. Jumkar?
Now on our final quote tonight from Amanda Gorman, we will not be turned around or interrupted by intimidation because we know our inaction and inertia will be the inheritance of the next generation. That's coming from Amanda Gorman. And that is it
And
for
for tonight. That's it for tonight on koolNews Primetime. As always, thank you so much for your continuous trust and support. For more news and information, keep it right here on Cool FM. And you can send us a tip to us at tvh.philippines.news@gmail.com.
Cool News will return at 5:30 a.m. tomorrow with Cool News Early Edition with Asphere. From the Cool FM headquarters in Manila, I'm Dreamcar Karaoke.
And I'm Royal Orange, and you've been listening to Cool FM, the station that cares for you.
Have a good evening, stay safe, and take care. Good night and mabuhay. Back with Angal Ridbamon, it's 9:21.